Hi and welcome to Outwell. Here we're going to give you some hints and some tips on how to pitch and pack away all of the tents from our Regency collection. The tent that we're using here is our Kensington 6, but what we show you will apply to all of the tents within this collection. So what we're going to do is just start by taking the fly sheet out of the bag, and we'll lay that out into the position that we're going to pitch the tent. Once the fly sheet is laid out into place, what we're going to do is peg all four corners of it. Just remember that we have our easy pegging system here, so this is where we're going to take the solid steel anchor pegs and pop them into the appropriate pegging points. Next, what we're going to do is just take the ground sheet and the poles from the bag, and we'll set the ground sheet to one side for the moment, and we'll just assemble all the poles for the tents. Next, all we have to do is put the poles together. This is really simple to do because each pole is actually pre-attached from one side all the way through to the other. So next, what we're going to do is take one of the middle poles and pop it through the sleeve, and then we're going to raise that up. But just a good handy tip here is actually just to open up the front door, and that should make lifting the tent up just that little bit easier. So just remember that you will have colour-coded poles to match the colour-coded sleeves, just to make sure that you get the right one in the right place. So once that middle pole's up, you'll see that the tent will stand quite easily on its own. Then all we have to do is just simply repeat the process that you've just done there with the rest of the poles. So just here, I just want to highlight that the front steel pole on all of the tents use our pole junction system, which will then attach the front Duratec fiberglass pole into place. So once all the poles are in position on the tent, all we have to do is just take the clips that are already pre-attached to the fly sheet and clip them onto the frame. So next, what we're going to do is take the ground sheet for the living area at the back of the tent and just put that into place. Just remember, as I said earlier on, the tent that we're showing you is a Kensington. So in the Kensington tents themselves, there are actually two ground sheets to put in, but what we show you here will actually work for all of the living areas. So once the ground sheet has been laid into place in the living area, all we have to do is zip it in. This is really easy because what you'll find is that we have actually colour-coded the zips to match the ground sheet to the fly sheet. So you can just see here the two tabs. So now that we've put the front ground sheet into place in this particular tent, we're just going to take the bedrooms inside and show you how to attach them. Now that everything is in place inside the tent, we're just going to zip down the front door and then we're going to start pegging everything on the outside. So we will start by pegging out the fly sheet. And a good tip here is actually, just before we start to do that, is just to line up the tent exactly where you want it before you start pegging. So just put the tension across each sort of panel, like so, pulling the whole thing forward. And sometimes what you might find is you just need to readjust that front corner peg. So we'll just start at the back here and work our way forward. So once you've pegged the frame into position, just a couple of more bits to do. All we have to do is just take the elastic here on the fly sheet and peg that out, and then also pull out the ground sheet from behind the fly sheet and peg that into place. Again, just remember you're using the easy pegging system here, so that's the black plastic pegs for this job. So the final thing that we have to do on the tent for the setup is just attach our wind stabilizer systems onto the frame and then take the guy lines out and peg them into place. So as you can see here, we've taken all of the poles out and the ground sheets and also the bedroom as well. A good point here when you're packing away the tent is just to make sure that if it's wet, to try and dry it as quickly as possible, or obviously if you can put it away dry, that's even better. What we're going to do now is just show you how to fold up the fly sheet to get it back into its bag. So there you have it, that's all of our hints and tips on pitching and packing away the tents from our Regency collection. Thanks very much for watching.